Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some best of one arena standard. We're going to be playing probably the strongest combination of cards in terms of being green and black. It's done really well in challenges. I think in one of the events there was like 4 or 5 in the top 8. It's just super solid and super strong and has a lot of card value engines in it, along with card disruption in terms of hitting our opponent's hand and taking cards out of it. Liliana is really good at that. Graveyard Trespasser is good at that, at being a threat, exiling things in the graveyard against reanimator decks, but also having to discard a card to remove it. Glissa is a solid 3-drop that wins any combat exchange because of the first strike death touch. And then our main primary focus on playing this deck is to play around this Mosswood Dreadknight as a new solid addition in the 2-drop spot. It used to just be Tenacious Underdog here and maybe a couple other 2-drops every now and then because we want to blitz this. But this is 1 mana less to kind of draw a card and a repeatable threat. So therefore, if they have to remove this, it takes a card from them. We get this back. We cycle it to draw a card. So it gets us an additional card. And then we play it back down as another card. So it just generates a lot of card value on just this one. We play Tear Asunder as our catch-all card. And 4 Shieldreds because it's still legal. The 4 Lilies to hit hand. And then some spicy 1-drops up here. So fill out the deck. Other than that, we're just going to get into the games. If you all enjoy, please be sure to subscribe. Other than that, hope you enjoy it. Now we begin. Play land, tap, and pass. Second Lily, not prime material here. Got a little Wards Off action going on. Draw a card, lose a life. The Wards Off will be a little bit troublesome, but hopefully Lily can kind of bridge the gap that we need. Never mind. What if we both just start going Lily? I still think I come out on top in that regard. So I'm down to play this game. Especially considering I'm going to play a Sorin here. And I can plus look top card, and then I can play Dreadknight and then Dreadknight, or make a 2-3. The other problem is they'll probably have spot removal. Ossification, that'll pick up our Liliana. That's a little tough. But we have another one. Let's let Dreadknight go. John just let go from them. We could Lily take their last card, but I think I'm going to play a Sorin. Let's take a 2-3 here. We could have an ossification again for Sorin, but we'll see. Kind of trying to protect this Lily to an extent, but I would assume we'd see a minus here. You go find a basic plains. Will they play the plains? They kind of need to for like a Kaya. If this last card in your hand is valuable, I'll get it with my Lily. They might just be able to play it in general. Ossification, what are you taking? Sure. Just a minus here. I can see a plus, but I'm gonna assume it's a minus. Yep. Land. Oh, nice. Draw team. Play Mosswood. Let's play Glissa. We'll sack the Mosswood if they make us choose that. They don't have anything in there other than a land. Which they, of course, could do to try to ramp up the Kaya. They don't discard. What do you have? We sacrifice Mosswood because it'll allow us to cast the adventure side. I think it's a Wandering Emperor. We can figure that out. No flash there, so we hit here. The reason we hit face is because we can remove the counters off of Lily. You don't have to do the other thing. Let's draw. If it's a dead card, Tear Asunder is like fine. Let's take their last card. I think getting rid of Terrace under here is better. Kaya was the card. Okay. Surprised to not see him discard it, I guess. Maybe I'm not sure why I'm surprised about it, but maybe discarding it, getting a land to get closer to it. I'm up to 5 counters from a permanent draw card. Oh, our Lily's gone. What an awkward game this has become already. I mean, incredible draw. Make them sack their thing. How many exile it, return to the battlefield, transfer 8 or more cards in the graveyard? They have exactly 8. We'll destroy an enchantment. And we'll take out this. Get our Sorin back. Almost just drew a card, and I'm like, this is much better than drawing a card. Fine that. I don't want to take 7 for no reason. Only creatures. A little bit weird. I've not seen this or read it in a very long time. Exile 3 cards in library, face down pile, then exile the top. You can have that one. The portal of Phyrexia in there. We'll be using our Graveyard Trespasser to start exiling cards of importance in there. It's got a lot of work to do, but attempt nevertheless. Although I could just flip this. Might actually be better. We have a Sunfall, so it'll actually protect our children. So we'll flip. Come back. Destroy this out of the way. And we'll attack. We'll blow up an enchantment. Get our Liliana back. But again, we're most likely losing the Glissa. We'll activate Sorin first. If it's the land, we might put it in our hand. Honestly, I'll reveal that one. We'll plus here. I will just put Virtue in the bin. I'll most likely put their land in the bin. Although they might keep it for Sunfall or something of similar. Not Sunfall. Kaya, potentially, I guess. I don't think they will, but very possible. What an awkward, like, grindy mid-range game this has become. But yeah, the lane goes, they have Sunfall. They'll most likely exile or Glissa. And then we'll get every card in their hand out. This will make them discard 3 cards, then mill 3 cards. Ambitious farmhand. This can't flip. They have enough for Sunfall. Maybe they're just trying to get a land, then Sunfall. And then potentially make a 2/2. Another card I'm really afraid of in their graveyard is the portal to Phyrexia. But they give me an out, kind of. Here's another Kaya. Full plus here. Decline to reveal. Honestly, at this point, let's just screw this up. Back. Go in here. Exile the card we were afraid of. No, I don't really think we have a whole lot to be afraid of in general. I'll just do this and I'll get rid of cut down. The reason why we go ahead and attack him with this to get him at 5 is because our Sorin can ult and hit him for 13. Which I guess getting rid of cut down is a little bit lose. Well, I can't hold up a mana for it anyway. Opponent goes first. Have some removal. This is like kind of a riskier hand, but we have 3 draws to get there. We have cards to kind of play. Then try to draw. Give us an extra chance at a land. Get it, attack. Sure. Graveyard Trespasser. What's the decision here? Do this. Do this, yes. We'll go ahead and get rid of one. Is this an artifact or enchantment? It's a non-land permanent stead. We might have to use that to get rid of a planeswalker of some assortment. Attack for 3 again. No play there. They also missed the land. Okay. We're going to play Lily. We're roughly equal in cards, and they'll technically be up cards because they'll draw one more. So we're going to sack this underdog. Plus, Gilded Edict would be a problem. We're hoping for no land draw from them, so they can't start dashing that. They miss, so they concede. Okay. Go first. We have a draw here, and then maybe another one if we have to, and a go for the throat, plus some threats to play behind it. So we'll keep their cottage down. Oh, I can pop those? Oh, mama. Oh, now we don't really have to. I kind of just want to play this out. Start putting pressure on, especially if we have Shieldred. Field of Ruin. Worst part about having to deal with this card is it just takes cards away from you. This moves to combat. And like I don't have anything. Attack. If you kill this, it goes back to adventure. They cycle it for a card and then they get to replay it. So it's just 2 cards. I could cycle this one, but I'm going to play down the Graveyard Trespasser. No value, but if they pass and don't do anything, it'll flip to nighttime and this will become much more of a threat. Do nothing, okay. No land. There's a Glissa, but we have an answer to that. I really want to draw, but we have to do this. Then we'll move in and we'll exile that Glissa. Set him down to 10. Really wanted to draw and hit a land, so that play becomes exponentially better, but it's definitely the wrong thing to do. Because if we miss a land, we don't get to even attack, really. Let's do a first strike. It's quite the house. Graveyard Trespasser themselves. Sure. Cottage. Let us attack here. With Shieldred again, we want to be about as aggressive as we possibly can be. We're going to try to draw, because if we hit a land, we would play this immediately, but we don't. So we'll play the cottage out. We play 5 of like each basic, so that Field of Ruin's not going to do anything to us. We'll run. I have a green spell, which is pretty cool. We'll exile that. Why Terra Sunder is so good. And just working them down, trying to get them as close to possible of just playing Shieldred and they lose on upkeep. Update. They might have found a solution. We do have another Terra Sunder though. Yep. Oh, we get to go for the throat. Just 3 mana. If we had a land, it'd be nice. But go for the throat here. At some point, they're going to have removal for this, right? Going to be now. Again, at some point, it has to have removal. Until the end of our next turn, so we can cycle. We can cycle this later. Or, yeah, do the draw and lose the life. Play out another one. We have another Terra Sunder to remove another Shieldred if that's the cons that they go for. Lily's fine? Can it even? Yeah, it can. What do you grab here? Shieldred? Realistically, they should have grabbed the Graveyard Trespasser. It's really awkward to remove, plus they have protection. You can attack, hit them to 1, play Shieldred. So they have to block, and then we can tear asunder their Shieldred. We'll lose one. We'll lose this, but this card won't matter if we're trying to win. Of course. Play Shieldred, pass. You have removal? They do have removal, okay. Guess we'll activate that. You have another removal. We do. Oh boy, this game's getting interesting. I miss lethal. Why did I do that? I just... Make fun of me too much. Okay. So upset. I miss lethal and now I actually have to play this game out. So upset. I hate missing lethal like that. It always feels bad. But can't dwell on it. If we do, we'll just end up losing this game anyway. Sure. Spread out our board. All right. I don't have the mana. They can play that, yeah. They duress me now. Draw. I guess if this pings, we can play Trespasser next turn and get him. All this because I miss lethal like a genius. It's okay. I still think we're gonna get there. Draw. This. I didn't even look if there's a creature in the graveyard. There is though. I mean, that resolves. It like was a fine game, and I was also spamming the board, so I definitely could have clicked the wrong card, but it was a fine game. I should have did lethal with my land. I'm pretty sure it was lethal, unless I'm just missing something. I just saw 2 life and I was like, here's my Shieldred pass. But all right, we're gonna talk about the deck and how it goes. It's pretty good. It's obviously good. It's been doing incredibly well in challenges and things like that. Green and black together, mainly black and X is really good, but this Mosswood Dreadknight, this tongue twister if I've ever seen one, is really, really good on its own. It kind of serves a really, really important purpose whenever you're using cards like Lily as a 4-of, because this card can just single-handedly kind of draw you that extra card every turn, and you can also activate this, draw a card, maybe play it, and then you can make them discard, and this will be in the adventure zone, so you can still play it later. But you definitely have cards in terms of like these ones that are pitchable for a lot of times, and then like this is also kind of pitchable to a Lily. You get a high end value out of that. We have Glissa to draw cards and maybe connect some pieces down the road. Graveyard Trespasser that also hinders their hand if they have to spot removal it. And then of course Force Shieldred because it's still legal. That's why. Then we have Sorin. Sorin is a nice planeswalker. It's a really good follow-up to a Liliana because it can help draw cards or produce threats that cause them to kind of panic in terms of having to deal with this walker, a 2/3, and then a plus on this, and then eventually we can -7 it. We have 2 workshops. I didn't get to play this today at all. It never like came up to the point where it's a good play. I missed lethal in one of the games, being an idiot, and this was in our hand, but still didn't end up playing it. I didn't end up playing the Nissa either. I mauled and I put it on the bottom in something, and then Virtue is really good as the 2 mana remove a thing and gain some life. And this Shieldred actually came in pretty clutch in one of the matchups, just forcing our opponent to sacrifice, and then we were able to flip it to the enchantment side to protect it. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to say. If you've been playing Standard Arena in the last like 2 to 3 days, you know green-black's good. As you can tell, black is the strongest color right now, as I played it 3 times. Just like Orzhov, green-black, and then I think green-black again 4 times. So, not a whole lot to say. I'm just the best color combination right now in terms of being this mid-range aggro style deck. That's all I got. Hope y'all enjoyed, even though it felt like we played a lot of mirrors, which we kind of did, but kind of didn't at the same time. But other than that, I'm going to call it here. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.